Right at this very moment, there's an incredible, complex, and kind of beautiful performance happening inside your body. It's a concert you've had a front row seat to for your entire life, but you've probably never actually heard it. So for the next few minutes, let's dive into this hidden world and really listen in. Our source material calls this whole thing a symphony of activity. And honestly, that's the perfect way to describe it. Think about it. A collection of different instruments, all playing their own unique part, but they all come together to create one magnificent piece of music. Well, that's exactly what's happening inside you every single second of every day. So, okay, if your body is an orchestra, that leads to a pretty obvious question, right? Who are the musicians? What are the instruments playing these rhythms that are literally keeping you alive? Well, in this explainer, we're going to meet the three main sections of this internal orchestra and find out just how they create the music of life. First up, we've got the rhythm section. It's the conductor and the drum beat all rolled into one, your heart. It's the beat we all recognize, the one that sets the tempo for everything else. This is the absolute foundation of our entire symphony. See, the heart is the engine of what's called the circulatory system. Just picture it as this tireless drummer, pumping blood through a huge network of vessels. But this isn't just random pumping. It's a critical delivery service, carrying oxygen and nutrients to every single cell in your body, basically fueling the entire orchestra. And the sheer scale of the work it does is, well, it's staggering. Your heart beats around 100,000 times every single day. Just let that number sink in for a second. 100,000 beats, today, tomorrow, and the day after that. It's this relentless, powerful tempo that almost never gets a break, and it provides the constant, steady drumbeat of life itself. Okay, so let's move to our next section and see how this all builds. If the heart is our drum, then our breath, that's the wind section. It's this sweeping, flowing melody that rises and falls, and it works in perfect concert with the heart's steady beat. So this melody is produced by the respiratory system, and its main job is to bring in the vital oxygen that the heart's delivery service needs to transport. Think of them like partners who are in constant communication. For example, when you start to climb a flight of stairs, it's this partnership that just kicks into high gear. Your lungs start drawing in more air, and your heart speeds up to deliver that fresh oxygen faster. It's a perfect, real-time collaboration. And this slide just brilliantly shows the silent musicians behind that melody. With every single breath you take, your diaphragm and your rib muscles are performing this intricate physical dance. They contract to pull air in, creating space, and then they relax to gently push it back out. It's this effortless, beautiful rhythm we do thousands of times a day without giving it a single thought. Now, let's slow things down a bit and listen for the deepest, quietest part of the orchestra. It's a rhythm we rarely ever notice, but it is fundamentally important. The slow, powerful pulse of our digestive system. This is the deep bass line of our internal symphony. This deep rhythm has a name. It's called peristalsis. Now, unlike the faster tempo of the heart and lungs, this is a slow, steady, wave-like pulse. It's basically the muscular contractions of your digestive tract, and it methodically moves food along its journey to be converted into energy. It's the slow burn that fuels the whole show. And that right there is its crucial role. This deep bass line is subtle, for sure, but without it, there's no energy. There's no fuel for the performance. In fact, after you eat a meal, the entire orchestra actually adjusts. Blood flow, which is driven by the heart, gets redirected to the digestive system to help power this process. It's just another amazing example of how the symphony doesn't just play, it adapts moment by moment. So, we've met the individual sections, right? We've got the rhythm, the wind, and the bass. Now, for the finale. Let's bring them all together and hear how they create a truly coordinated masterpiece. All right, let's build this piece by piece. First, you have to lay down the foundation, that steady, powerful drum of the heartbeat, setting the core tempo for everything. Now listen, as we layer the sweeping melody of the breath right on top of that, you can almost feel how they immediately start working together. That steady in and out of the lungs, perfectly complementing the constant thump-thump of the heart. The two are already in a conversation. And finally, underneath it all, we add that deep, grounding baseline of digestion, providing that slow, powerful undercurrent that fuels the whole thing. And there it is, the drum, the melody, and the bass. The complete three-part symphony performing inside you at this very moment. So the really crucial point here is this. These instruments aren't just playing at the same time. They're playing together. As we've seen, they listen and they respond to each other. When you exercise, your breath and heart sync up to deliver more oxygen. After a meal, your heart redirects its efforts to power digestion. It's a dynamic, responsive, and just beautifully coordinated system. And this is the key takeaway from all of this. All these different rhythms, the beat, the breath, the slow waves of the gut, they are not just random biological noise. It's the constant coordination between them that creates harmony. That harmony is what makes the difference between feeling stressed and scattered and feeling centered and strong. That harmony is what we call being alive. Which leaves us with one final thought. If our internal state, our health, our focus, our very sense of well-being, is the sound of this symphony, what happens when it's out of tune? What does that sound like? What does that feel like? Something to think about. Thanks for listening in.